So I guess we are good to go. Hello, and thank you for coming for our late lightning talk. My name is Ilie, and together with my colleague and teammate Kurnevich, we will talk about the experience we got with our hackathon winner project, mayAI.
So, hi from me. So we will try not to bother you. We know it was a long day, so we will tell you a story, not technical things.
You have the Slido, please, you know the drill. You can scan the QR, and if you have any questions, we'll see them in the app at the end of the talk. We know that this is the most important talk of the day, because it's the talk that stands in between you and the party. So we will try not to be on point, and as Sergey said, not to bother you much. So what is mayAI? mayAI is a project that came to life in December last year during our internal company hackathon. We work for Broadcom, mainframe software division. Therefore, the hackathon topic were AI and mainframe.
Yeah, so an AI is everywhere, and it's cool nowadays, so why not to try it, right?
Yeah, so in the AI topic, we were presenting with two options. We received a model, a pre-trained model, and we could fine-tune it, or we could compete among 30 other teams, or we could do something different. What we did.
Like everyone is doing some new chatbot, so it's all the same, but we would try to do something else. And minor disclaimer, we were completely new to AI, so we will have to cover some really basics of AI models and model training, but it's definitely not a complete course for AI. So,
yes, our goal, we couldn't understand for ourselves what is inside of the model. And how can you develop anything if you don't understand it? mayAI is an AI model visualization tool specifically for neural network models. And why we try to do this? We thought that this is something to start with if we want to continue learning and stepping into the AI world. So moving beyond if to how. AI is here. We got a ton of presentation, speeches. Probably you attend some of them today. And it's a matter of how to develop it, but a matter of how to use it correctly. And speaking about high demand, let's take a look at our next slide.
Let's see.
Oh, so we have 400,000 models on Hugging Face as of 19th of November 2023. That will take a data scientist around 12 years to analyze those models. And how many do you think are there as of today? Does anybody know? You can just shout it out.
No, so probably a few more, right? Oh.
How many?
Yeah.
At least, yeah.
At least.
So probably a few more, right? So that more. 650,000 models as of yesterday on Hugging Face.
Yeah, that's high demand indeed. It looks like people do not just take random model, they try to create their own models for some reason. Either it's some privacy or they do not find something that fits their needs. I don't know, but how do I choose one? How do I even know if model fits my needs or is not?
Yeah, that's a good question. So let's figure it out. You started the problem and with the solution. So the problem is that AI models are often complex, and people they don't try to dwell in it to understand it. It's difficult to interpret. Understanding the model behavior and decision is crucial for a faster development and to deliver a quality product. So the answer is to evaluate the models under various scenarios. Edge cases, atypical data, or as we try to raise awareness today, is to use graphical representation tools. So they provide intuitive visuals into the model comparison, model debugging, and model behavior.
It's always good to just see model with your bare eyes, and it would be just easier to understand what's inside, right? So let's go to the next one.
Sure.
So again, just a brief remark. We probably all know that, but there are different AI models for various purposes, and these are just some of them. That's most popular AI model types. You may have had some experience with that at your studies, at your work, or some great sessions of this conference, wherever. So for our project, we will be focusing on neural network model type. But visualization could work for basically everything, any of listed above, right? So, and as for model formats, there are few, and we were looking at just two of them, NNEF and NNX. And these are just similar open formats to represent your neural network. And then you can move it to another framework or to another interference engine. So NNEF chooses text format and it's human readable. So we were just started with it as the simplest option of all above, right? So however, both NNEF and NNX are mutually convertible and it's more like complementary than competing to each other.
Yeah, we'll see them soon in some.
Yeah. So this is a typical AI model training process. And what we can say about that?
Yes, so as a data scientist, probably you had your eureka moment when you successfully created your first model. But did it work? Like, did it do what you want? Maybe. So in the first step, you have to prepare the data, to collect the data. So it's data processing, filtering. You have to remove the duplicates. Then in the second step, and you create a so-called data set, a data pile, which you send to train. And in the second step, you train the model. You have to select the right model, and after that, like this step is the most costly step. It will literally involve funds, and probably it will take a lot of time. After that, you send your model to, you need to validate your model, yeah, against, again, a pile of data set. You should make sure that the data set is not a duplicate of whatever you train the model on, because that will not validate a correct model. So the assertion will not be valid. At the end of the third step, you should have the so-called model card. That in the later step, in the fourth step, you can fine-tune it and get the results that you want.
Okay, so in what step we can use this visualization tool?
Yep. So we can use those 8 tools. They can help us in tracking our data from iteration to iteration or track our models. So visualization tools are used to monitor the training process and provide insights into metrics such as loss or accuracy over time. Yeah. So it helps to diagnose issues like overfitting and underfitting and understanding how the model is learning. During validation, those helps comparing train and validation data to ensure that the model is generalizing well and not just performing well on the training data. You don't want the model to perform well on your training data. You want to generally perform well.
No.
So we'll dive into the market research because, as we said, we want to raise awareness with our product. So upon our research, we collect the data and put it together for you. And here are a few popular tools.
Yeah, so these are just few, but we're not here to advertise any of those. We're not promoting something, anything in particular, but more like making review of what tools are there. Some of them are open source, some are commercial products, but still offering some flexible plans for regular developers. You maybe know some names like TensorBoard is quite popular, and you should be probably aware if you were working with AI, you probably heard about TensorFlow, and so TensorBoard is part of it. And Neptune AI on top is quite a solid and robust tool that could be used, and it can handle almost anything. And I'm sure if you will just Google it, you will find even more fancy models. However, we are software engineers, right? So we like to have our hands dirty. And why use existing tool when you can write one, right? Why not? So what we we tried to do is to implement our own simple tool to visualize neural network. And that's what we come up with in 2 days of our hackathon. As I mentioned before, we have used neural network. It's actually an image prediction model in NNEF format. Left side is plain text as it looks like when you export it into that format. And on the right side is the visual representation. It's clearly visual that this one is more understandable, more clear, and you can obviously see the input, output, and hidden layers. In that case, it's convolutional layers and pooling layers and some concatenations. And it's just a simple thing, but already on that step, it could be useful for you, right? Because even with limited use case, you still can compare models, or you can understand what's inside. Because as I mentioned, we were completely new, and we just don't know what's inside of this model, how it looks like, how it works. And even at that simple thing is already quite useful, right?
It was useful for us to start doing this at least, and to dig deeper into this.
It's true. So, and this is how the commercial product may look like. That's one of them. And you can see
actually, this is like Neptune AI, so I don't think we're like advertising. We took this screenshot from their page. So you can see actually that the dashboard has more data. So if it's clear, you can see that there is a picture of an ostrich, and the prediction was a deer. So clearly the model failed there, and you can see on the data that here, probably clicking on the picture, from what I remember, you will go and see in the graph the data that fell, and on the right side, on my left side, or on your right side, you have the model, which is more or less like in our tool that we developed with the convolutional layers. But right here, you can see how the data flow through in the training process. So it's live. And also you can have data like accuracy of the model, which should be in between 0 and 1. So this is actually a good one, 0.64.
And even some usage, as I remember, yeah. So some performance metrics as well.
Yeah. And so some benefits. There are listed here benefits, but I would like to give a real scenario. So there is a sport camera manufacturer in US is developing a 4K dual lens camera. And they can record the panoramic view of a football field. So huge data size. Yeah, imagine those videos. The camera is embedded with computer vision and other AI models that power analytics, player tracking, ball tracking, offside, different statistics. And their training data consists mostly of large size 4K videos. It takes days, or as they say, it takes weeks for them to train a model, one iteration. So they started to look into a reliable solution and understand that the visualization tool is the key to reduce the cost. That's the most important. As you can see, the benefits we listed have compare, revisit, debug. You can do this in different dashboards, but the most important is to save money. Every company wants to save money. So,
yeah. So we can just summarize our small talk. Can you survive without visualization tool? Most likely, yes. That's easy. But can you find it useful? Certainly, definitely, you will find it useful. It even doesn't matter what's your role or at what level of expertise you are. Whether you're completely new to AI and you just want to look at what's inside like we are, or if you quite on advanced level and you just want to compare models in between and choose which one fits more for your needs, or even which or why one model is more performant than other. You can see how the operations are arranged inside. Or if you're a data scientist and your actual job is to train models to do a lot of research and effort in that area, that's where it will be mostly beneficial, I believe, because it can reduce costs for you and for your company, and so save some money, of course. Yeah, we mentioned money. Yeah, so, and...
or in the pipeline as well. Yeah, so not only for data scientists, but also for the maintainers, for sure. But that's another subject to discuss.
Yeah. And in any of this case, you can find these tools are useful. So do not hesitate to use tools that are on market, because we were hearing from some people who work with AI quite deeply. They were surprised to know that there are tools that can visualize network models, neural network, models. So
this was also part of our research. We did a market research, and the people that participated in hackathon, so 30 teams, around 4 people per team, so like 100 people around, let's say. And 80% of them were new to AI, the other 20, they played with it before, but we got a very big answer on the poll regarding how many of them really visualize the AI and the model and know the architecture of the model. So let's bring more models to the Hugging Face that are helping everybody, but let's think of the quality of those models. So not increase the number to 1 million to make it hard to generate a model to search in Hugging Face which model will be the one that I need. So
I think it will be 1 million by the end of this year anyways, but our performances matters and our curiosity should be satisfied, right? So I think we can conclude on that. So thank you for your time.
We have 2 questions. Before we go to the things. I will repeat. I'll just try to put it up. I will read the question. So in which framework do you create a graph on visualization?
So we use Cytoscape library that were just specifically designed for neural networks visualization, and it had some nice capabilities. You can even choose what form you want to visualize it, if you want to show some extra parameters or not. But it fit perfectly.
If you're interested, after this, you can come by the laptop and we'll show you a live demo. And have you found bugs, bad learning data using those visualizations?
Yeah, we were using some zoo of models, so they were quite fine. But if we try to feed it to some custom models, we probably could define some bad spots or bottlenecks in these models.
We took for the hackathon because we wanted to win, so we were the underdog there, and we came on the back door, not with an AI solution, but with something that can help AI. We wanted the spark. So what we did, we tried to break those perfect models that we found online, and we could see where the nodes are broken, where is the bottleneck. So the tool really helped. Fortunately, that was a good idea to put in the presentation for further node something when it fails.
Yeah, but when we tried to break model artificially, it was obvious. You cannot see any flow from textual representation because it's just a huge pile of text. But when you open it as a graph, you can clearly see that there are some nodes are out of the scope and something like that.
And I am checking, and there are not more questions.
Okay.
So one more. Yeah. So thank you for coming late lightning talk, and hope you had a great day. See you at the party. Party? Can I say party? Yeah. Okay.
The last survivors.
Let the wine flow. Thank you very much.
Thank you.